Hey, listeners, welcome to the Dream Stream. I am your host, Yiskah Koock, here with Dream sister Ellen Ronis, who is just back from an awesome vacation. I hope you'll share a little bit of that with us. Hey, Ellen.
Hi, Yiskah. Nice to see you.
And
Been
you.
a little while since we hung out in this space together.
Yes.
Yeah, San Diego. That's where I was, and I was visiting very close friends. And boy, is it lovely there. I keep
But
saying if I could afford to live there, I would live there, but for right now, it's not happening. Nice to be near the ocean, get those
yeah,
ions and
I know.
lush. It's a very interesting climate there because it's really in the desert, but because it's right also on the ocean, like one side of it's on the ocean and the other side of it is in the desert, for real desert. And so it's like weirdly tropical.
Wow.
In certain areas there's a lot of canyons, and so a lot of the houses sit on top of the canyon and you literally overlook
Oh my
this
God.
really deep canyon, and in the canyon is totally tropical plants, like
Wow.
giant leaves, like literally the size of my body, like for real tropical. It's just weird and awesome. And then there's the plant life is, I've never seen so many flowers, like just beautiful. And the air, because it was spring,
Yes.
the air was literally scented
Oh
with
my gosh.
jasmine was blooming,
Oh,
honeysuckle was blooming, and what's the other one that drapes? Wisteria.
Wisteria. Oh, how
Oh
lovely.
my God, you just walked outside and you're like, oh my God, this is like heaven on earth to
It's
me.
my favorite thing is the
Yeah,
flower scented air.
it's so special. I know. I mean, we used to get it, you get that in New York too, but
But
it's
yeah, I remember it from New Mexico. I
no,
do.
New Mexico, never. You
Oh,
never
oh,
have that here. I mean, that's not true. We do have like
actually,
we have a lilac tree outside, or you
yes,
do get
I'm
the
thinking
lilac.
lilacs.
Yeah, we do
Lilacs
get
grow
lilac.
well there. That's my favorite scent.
Yeah, lilacs.
Oh my God.
I love lilacs too. Absolutely the best. Yeah. So we do have some of that, but I
Yeah.
rarely have that sense of the scented air kind of thing
Yes.
here because it's so dry. I don't know. It's so
Uh,
weird.
uh,
Terrible drought. I know. I think I say that every
Colorado.
time. It's awful. I mean, it's just so dry. But anyway, it's, New
Desert.
Mexico is awesome in its own way. And I was glad to be back. I mean,
I've been told for a couple decades now. I've had MS a long time, but I've been told San Diego, that's where you need to move. That's where the climate
oh,
is perfect for you. Because I
oh,
have trouble with humidity,
okay.
and when it's hot and humid, it feels gross.
Yeah.
It's like you're in a sauna, a sweat,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
that wouldn't be gross. That would be wonderful to feel
Nice.
a
No,
bit
but I know
alive.
what you
But
mean.
yeah,
It's like a
similarly in the
force. It's like,
winter, it's like bone chilling cold because of the humidity. So
right,
yeah,
'cause it's the damp cold. No, I
yeah,
know.
you
I
know,
remember very well. My most of
yeah,
my life was spent there. Yeah. Although I think that I didn't notice it as much because it was
you
just how
didn't
I
know
grew up.
anything otherwise.
I didn't really know much. I mean, sure, I visited other places that were dry and stuff, but I remember when
Yes.
I lived in New York and I used to go out to Santa Fe to visit my friend who lives
Yes.
here. I would always be like, oh my God, I need to bring my extra special moisturizer because I was aware of how dry it was. But
I love it.
yeah, it's different when you live in a place to kind of experience what it means to be that dry or what it means to
Yes.
be that humid.
Yes.
So anyway, it was a wonderful trip, and thanks for
I'm
asking.
so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah. So, and I
Yeah.
and just real quick, we just talked about this, but I found a new place to live, which is going to make me very happy. So, here in Santa Fe, and that somehow got manifested after my wonderful trip to San Diego.
Yes. Yeah. And it's definitely a manifestation. If you were saying,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that way about this house that I'm soon moving out of.
Mhm.
I used to say, I mean, when I first moved to this area, or when my son first started at the Waldorf school in New Paltz, I was living in Accord. And I used to drive by this neighborhood and I used to be like, I want to live here, but I'm not going to be able to afford Hawk Hill, this development. So, like an older house, right along this stream, and That's where I've been
Yeah.
living the past however many years.
Yeah, I think that's what just before, when we were talking before we started recording, I was about to say, something about, like, I inadvertently manifested this place that I'm going to move into
I
also.
believe
Like,
it.
it happens to be on a street that my very good friend lives on, which is insane. Of all the places,
And
that's where I
have
found.
been in
And I,
neighborhood and said, I want to live here.
yes, when I would visit her, every
Yes.
time I would say, I love this neighborhood. It's so friendly and feels good, and I want to live here. This is where I want to live. Like, I would say that, but I wasn't overtly thinking I'm going to manifest. I just was.
No, we were
So
more
I think
comfortable when we were younger.
yeah, I think, somebody, I read something on a blog or somewhere, who knows where, something like, our words are an energy that we even if we don't consciously know that we're putting it out to manifest, which is all good too, but we can just, if we say something enough and we mean it in our heart,
Mhm.
we are manifesting. And
I
so
absolutely
I think that's
believe
really cool. That's really, it was good to see that in action. And I highly encourage that now.
I'm trying to manifest an apartment when I have to move. And
Mhm.
I saw the exact place. Not in the MLS listings, not on Zillow or realtor.com, but
Mhm.
just when I did another search, and
Mhm.
I'm trying to manifest that. That apartment
Mhm.
had been for sale. I
Mhm.
would even love to rent it or buy it, but I just really want to manifest it come together.
Yeah, just keep saying it. And I think the other thing is, I think, in my experience, was that I wasn't desperate. I had moments of like, oh God, I got to get out of here.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
every time I would say that, I would go, really, there's like a million great things for the 5 not good things, like, yes,
yeah.
there's a price to pay to
Yes,
be where I am, but there was so many good things. So I always kind of came back to, I don't mean to sound so Pollyanna, but like that, I came back to gratitude, like I came back to, this
that's
is actually
why,
okay where I am. And I
and
was
that's
able to take
why
my
you
time.
manifested it.
I think so. I think
Coming back
so.
to gratitude.
I think so.
That's the key. That's the
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah. And always, yeah. Recognizing too that I didn't have to take whatever came my way, because trust me, I looked at so many things that were
Yes.
such crap for so much money.
Ah,
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what people are doing. I know this is all across the board. The United States is all,
yes.
especially the 2 coasts.
Were you saying Texas was a big population that's moved
Here.
to New Mexico?
Yeah. Well, Texas has been here for a long time. And what goes on with Texans is that they have second homes here. A lot
Okay.
of Texans have second homes because it's so hot in the summer. It's
Yes.
so awful in certain parts of Texas in the summer that they come here. They come here for like 4 to 6 months. And so there's a lot of that here. A
Yes.
lot of second homes here.
Okay.
And I'm sure there are people who move here full on
Used
too,
to be
but
like
I
that in
know that
Colorado.
that's been going on for a long time.
In
The new
Colorado.
thing is, hmm?
I was just saying it used to be like that in Colorado, where the big
uh,
population influx was coming from Texas.
yes, this is probably true as well. Still, it's
Yeah.
like they need to go somewhere else that's not too
Sure.
far, where
Sure.
they can tolerate, a different weather pattern for the
Yes.
season or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, the new influx is California and New York actually, but like California like crazy, like absolutely like crazy. At like every other license plate is
Would
California.
you
We
say
have a lot
that's,
of Coloradans too, but
oh, really?
um,
Would you
mhm.
say California is due to the drought or the fires?
Fires.
Fences, these fires.
Fires,
Yeah.
yeah, fires. And also it's so outrageously expensive. And people who have houses there,
Right?
they sell their houses for 2 million. They come here and they say, oh my God, this house is 850,000. That's so
So,
cheap.
so cheap.
So,
Yeah.
they
Well, we
just,
have
for them,
that
it's like
here. New
a no
York
brainer.
City,
Yeah,
the New Yorker, and other
exactly.
counties
Same.
by the city where they have more money,
Yeah,
buying up all the properties.
that's right. Same thing with upstate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, blah, blah. But, so, yeah, I'm moving and I'm very excited and I feel very
When is the
centered and
movie?
grounded about it. It's going to be the end of the month,
You
May
said you
1st.
do feel
May 1st.
grounded about it.
I do, which is like
Awesome.
anyone who knows me well knows that that's not my usual.
That's
Like
not
when
my
something
MO.
big is going on, usually I'm super,
Yeah.
anxious and stressed out, and I feel so calm about it all. I just feel like I have help to move, and I have like
Oh,
everything is just so easeful about this.
so
It just feels so right. So I feel very, very, very blessed and grateful right now.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What will you be doing
Yeah.
for Passover?
I'm going to actually go to a Seder of a friend of a friend, a friend of a friend of a friend, or something like that.
Okay.
My friend Nina and I are going to go, and we were invited from this one friend, and so she knows these people, and it's somebody's house, and they're having like 16 people, so it's going to be, and they're
Oh,
musicians, so I think it
oh,
could be so fun.
it's gonna be an awesome
I
night.
think it's going to be really fun. First, I
Yes.
was like, I don't know if I want to be with 16 people in one small, I'm sure it's a
Right.
big house, but
Right.
still, I was like a little nervous about it, but I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
And I think it'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. How about you?
Well,
Okay.
I have kind of signed up to go to Kohai second night Seder, which is the Seder they're doing.
And for those who don't know, Kol Chai is a Jewish renewal congregation
Yes.
that I used to belong to when I lived in New York, and Yiskah is a member of that.
Kohai means all life.
All life, yeah, and it's a wonderful, wonderful spiritual community. I really just loved it very much.
Too. So I'm signed up to do that, but it's down by the Hudson, and I don't know if I'll be able to get a ride. But Phelan's dad, Reuben, who is a rabbi who lives in Nyack, invited us all, and we had, we used to go to every Seder of Reuben's when Phelan was growing up. But he invited us all to go to his Seder, and he only celebrates first night because he's Israeli, and he doesn't feel like he should have to celebrate 2 nights of Seder. The reason we have 2 nights in America is because it's different time scale from, and then if Passover, the proper time for Passover is, Israeli time. We don't really cross over it. We need 2 days to cross over it.
I never heard that. That's why, we used to celebrate 2 nights always, but I don't anymore. But I never really knew exactly why that was.
Israelis don't celebrate 2 nights. They celebrate 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Israel, but Reuben in Israeli in America celebrating 1. But so I'm hopeful for that. I have to see if Phelan and the kid, the other kids and Malia and blah blah blah. So I hope to do that.
Very nice.
And at the end of this podcast, I would like to share a poem that I had written for Pesach, for Passover.
Nice. Okay.
But
Sounds
first,
great.
you have a dream, I think, and I'd love to hear that.
Okay, didn't write it down, but I'm gonna just see if I can say it. Yeah.
I'll just remind everyone, our listeners, if we could say it in first person, present tense.
Thanks for reminding me. Okay, let me just take a second to remember. I've just been house sitting for my friend Colette, who is my friend happens to live in your area in Rosendale.
Okay.
And it is her house, but it doesn't look like her real house. It's a very big, like multi-leveled house. And I had been house sitting for her.
Okay.
And I was out of the house and suddenly realized that I left the house. I forgot she was coming home or something. And I left the house kind of a mess, which is not a way I would normally leave a house ever anyway. But like my clothes were kind of all over, and toiletries, things were just not right. And I was like, I was kind of mortified that she was coming into the house after being away for a long time, seeing all my stuff all over the place. So I like ran into the house, and she was kind of like, what is going on here? Like she was a little bit baffled by what happened. And I was like, oh, so sorry. And I'm, cleaning things up. And then in the next scene, I am coming back from what seems like a swim or a sauna somewhere, because I'm soaking wet and I've got a towel wrapped around me outside. And I'm coming into her house, forgetting that I was no longer house sitting for her. And that isn't where I was staying anymore. So I like went in, and I came into her house, and she was like, again, baffled, like, why are you here? And I was like, oh, I forgot. I'm not staying here anymore. At one point, there was another woman. I just remember she was sort of our age-ish, and she had long dark hair. I don't recognize her or know who she is. And at one point it felt as if they were observing me. And we're sitting like, like on the floor with our legs open, one inside the other.
Okay.
Like that woman. And then Colette was sitting sort of right up against her with her legs out. And then I was sitting right up against her. And that's just an image that I remember, but I don't.
The dark-haired woman, and then Colette, and then
Colette, and then me. And I don't, I don't recall what that was about. Somehow it feels like a therapeutic thing, but I don't know. So, and when I woke up, well, I can let you, ask me the questions, but
yes, but also please share, because you're also a dream worker.
yeah. So I'll say how I felt, which is usually kind of the first question I would ask, right? A dreamer.
How did you feel when you woke up?
I felt really like somehow disturbed and really deep in myself, somehow deep in myself.
I'm sorry, my cat.
No, that's okay.
That's sure. So when you woke up,
I felt deep in myself and disturbed, or that's how I would say, like what, just disturbed somehow.
Oh, okay.
That I had, I don't know, just disturbed that I did this, that I was in the wrong place, that I couldn't, wasn't sure where I was, or what exactly did I belong there, or like, not even, it wasn't not belong, but like, yeah, why didn't, just curious, I guess, and disturbed, and yeah.
Do you have a title, or what would you title this dream?
No longer here. No longer here. Like, I'm not supposed to be here anymore. Like, I'm done with the house sitting. And and I guess I could really see that it has something to do with my move, right? Seems pretty obvious.
If it was my dream, I would think that. If it was my dream, I would think it has a lot to do with my move, because I've been living in a home with other people. Really, it's their home and I'm their housemate. But now I'm going to be moving into my own cabin. Or would it be considered a cabin?
No, it's a little house. Yeah, like a casita. I would say, we call them casita in our part of the world. But it is like a little casita, like a little house. Yeah.
Puma. So is that a meow coming from you?
Yep, I was going to say we're both going to have 2 cats on our laps. So I hear you, Mouse, but
by the end of this video, I predict a feline on the lap.
I don't know where he is. Oh, he's outside and the window's open.
So I would think it has direct parallel, if it's my dream, to what's happening in my life right now. Yes. But I also want to know more about Colette, because in my version, if I'm going to ask that, I'm just going to, I guess I should ask the questions and then do the projection. So yes. So who is Colette? Who is she to you?
And that is exactly where I kind of want to go with that. So Colette is like, she's like a dear person to me. She's very, I mean, when I was living in the Hudson Valley, she was definitely a close friend. And she still is, but we really don't have a lot of contact. When we do, it's dear and close and communicative and catching up, and like no time has passed, and she's yeah, what would I like to look at the people in my dreams, like what are their why is she in my dream? Exactly. What are her qualities? So her qualities, I would say, are what can I say about Colette? She's like a care, I don't know, she's a caretaker in a certain way, but that's not like what I need from her necessarily. She's very communicative. She's very, very good communicator, like about things, all kinds of deep things. She's got depth, psychological, emotional, spiritual depth. She is a spiritual person. Yeah, she's deep, I would say. She's, we used to share outdoor adventures and kayaking and hiking. Yeah, she's definitely a person on a deep journey. She's done a lot of deep spiritual work. And she's wonderful. She's just a great person, and just
Yes.
great to know. Yeah.
Yes. And so do I have a sense in the dream if any place that I am living at when I do this house sit? Is there a sense of like a different location that is my home?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
If I'm the dreamer, I'm house sitting for Colette.
Mhm.
And then when I go back into the house, but I'm not staying there anymore, do I have a sense if there's a house I am staying in? Because there's some
No,
place I'm supposed to be. There's not.
no, there isn't. That's what's so odd, is that
Yeah.
I don't have the sense that, oh, wait, I'm supposed to be back at my house. There
Right.
wasn't that at all. It was a
Okay.
little bit like one-sided,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting because,
Yes.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I was going to say like I'm in between places, but I'm really not. I'm very much here right now, and I very much have a place to go. That's
Okay. Oh,
very
wonderful.
solid, grounded, wonderful, good people
Yes.
who are renting it to me, and will be my neighbors, and like there's no question about it. So it isn't like I'm feeling insecure
Right.
about my new place, but
Right. Right.
it does have the feeling of like moving into, I don't know, I was going to say moving into something new, but it doesn't really necessarily have that feeling.
In my version of the dream, this is sort of the last stumbling block before I move into my something new, my new life, my
Mhm.
cosita. What did you call it?
Casita means little
Casita.
house. Yeah.
I love it. And right, like little Gabrielita, little,
Mhm.
little,
A little, exactly.
yeah,
Add ita on it and it makes it little.
exactly. So that's what I feel like. This is all the stuff. This is just some of the messy stuff that can happen when
Hmm.
I'm staying at someone else's house.
Hmm.
Not direct parallels. Not that I walk in dripping wet with the towel and I'm not supposed to be here. Not direct parallels, but like the feeling of, oh, I don't feel so good. It feels very chaotic. The feeling I woke up with can be all of the things that come with renting other people's homes. But now I'm moving into my own space. I'm thrilled about that. So thrilled. I can't wait to see how you set it up and make it your own.
Me too. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm having a lot of fun going to yard sales and things and getting, whatever little
Yeah.
things that
Oh,
I
I love
need,
it.
because I've been living in a space that basically has been furnished completely,
Yes.
including kitchen stuff. So
Mhm.
I have my own kitchen stuff that I brought from New York, but there's a lot that I don't have. So
Yes.
like starting over, but it's really fun. I'm really enjoying that
I
process.
love it. I love yard selling.
Yeah.
Yard
Oh God,
sale
is it fun? It is
visiting.
definitely one of my favorite pastimes, especially when
It used to be
you're
mine
looking for stuff.
too.
It's really,
Then I
yeah.
decided I don't want any more stuff because
Yeah.
I have to move. So, but then when I do move, I will very much retake up that wonderful.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
just love seeing other people's junk, right? What's that expression? One person's junk is another person's treasure.
Yes. Yes, totally.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to just kind of think about something about like the symbolism of being wet.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about.
So if I was in a sauna, because I was like, I wasn't sure if I had been in a sauna or if I had been in like water, like
Outside
swimming.
shower. You had said
Yeah.
shower.
Right. Like an out shower or a sauna. No, it felt like a sauna or a swim. It felt
Okay.
like one of those. And if I could think of either one of those things could potentially could feel very cleansing, very
Yes.
healing, right? Being
Yes.
in water, just
Yeah, open. It opens your
cleansing.
pores. It opens your heart.
Right. So, walking in like basically naked, but I had a towel around me is vulnerable. Not
Vulnerable.
100% vulnerable because I do have my towel.
80%
Um,
vulnerable.
80% vulnerable, yeah. Mostly vulnerable. So maybe, I like the thought of that there's some cleansing going on, and that I am vulnerable because, I don't know. I mean, these women who I'm going to be renting a house from and will be my neighbors seem fantastic, but we don't really know yet
Yeah,
how it'll
sure.
be, right? There is
Sure.
like a little bit of anticipation of, I don't know, maybe they'll be too nosy or I don't know,
Social
whatever.
interactions are tricky.
Yeah, like who knows? I mean, I think it'll be really fine actually, but
Yeah.
so there's that little bit of that's just what I'm thinking. But
Sure.
if I look at it on a deeper level, I like the idea of like, because Colette was the one who was in the dream, that she really has been on lots of spiritual journeys. She's come
Yes.
out to the desert and spent like 5 days in the desert, like
Oh
solo
my
journeys, and
goodness.
she's done medicine and things like that. I mean, I hope it's okay
Pretty
that I say that on
badass.
public, whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not going to say anything more about it or what, but she's done some very, very deep
She's
spiritual
on
stuff,
her journey.
which I would, and have never had the courage to do. But in any case, the
If it's
fact that I conjured her up in my dream
yes.
world, I think that
And
there's something to that, and
absolutely.
that maybe the cleansing and the whatever water I was
Like a
in
rite of passage. It's
was
like
yeah.
ceremonial almost. Like
Hmm.
if I just took a sweat lodge or a sauna or something, then I feel like I've walked through a portal,
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
cleansing.
Hmm.
If that is the only thing, that's a lot. That's almost everything.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is. Yeah.
So
And then going back to her house, I don't know, maybe it's like, if it's her house, it's her energy and her vibe
yes,
and her, like, wonderful beingness that she is.
going back to take it with me.
Yeah, maybe, like, right, like that's a question that I'm asking myself. Well, what does her house, even though it didn't look like her house, like I said, it was multi-leveled.
Right.
um
That's also significant.
so I think that is significant, and I'm not sure what the significance of that is, um it's her space and her house. And what is the significance of that? I don't know. It was a
I
big
think,
house. It felt like one of those mini McMansion kind of
okay,
houses.
if I may project,
Please.
often Jeremy Taylor, one of my beloved deceased dream teachers, or my beloved deceased dream teacher, my other guys are still living and dreaming, thank God.
Mhm.
He taught that a house can be representative in the dream of the human body. So if I'm in the attic of my house, I'm in my, higher consciousness. If I'm
Mm.
upstairs, I'm still, thinking. If I'm just in the main part of the house, it seems like just the heart, right? Just the basement would be like the subconscious mind, like what
Okay.
I'm not seeing, what's like below my consciousness.
Yeah.
So, but it sounds like if I'm going into the house, I'm aware that it's many leveled. This is a huge undertaking,
Hmm.
but I think I'm going into the heart realm.
Well, here's what's interesting. I'm loving looking at it like that. So I walk in, with my towel into the main heart of the house.
Yes,
I'm very aware that my stuff, my clothes, my
yes,
messy,
yes, yes, yes.
whatever, however I left it, is upstairs. Wow, what does that mean? I don't even know what that means, but somehow it's like, whoa.
It's,
So
yeah, for me,
but I think it's my head. It's not, I'm not on the top, like the roof
I'm
or
not
the
on the roof.
attic.
I'm not
Like I'm in the
outside.
top floor, which is if that makes sense, because my head is what tends to get messy. My head, oh God,
Oh,
yes, my head is the blah, 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 like constant chitter
Money,
chatter.
money.
So it's the messy, like dirty laundry all over the place kind of
Get
feeling
it.
in mind.
Yes.
So, but I'm here, but I'm down here. I'm still down, you know,
And
but I'm thinking it was like, okay, here's what it was. When I walked into the house, there's Colette, and she's kind of like, what's happening? What are you doing here? And I'm thinking, oh my God, I have to get upstairs to clean up my mess. I
yes,
need to go. So if I'm looking at this as a metaphor for moving, you know,
yes.
into a new space and leaving this place that I'm in now, I would say it's time and I feel like this has actually been happening where the chatter is so much less. There's less noise.
Oh, I love it.
There's more like everything is right. And everything is right. What does that mean? That everything is kind of in a flow. I'm in a flow right now, and I'm not in my, oh my God, what if, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I have to, you
You're
know,
not in your smaller mind.
yeah, like I'm
Of
trusting in
worry
money.
and
Yeah,
scrutiny and whatever. You're in
exactly. And
your expanded mind.
that would be so normative for me to go there, because that's
Okay.
just what I do. And it's all usually
Yes.
about money. And it's like, yeah, I am paying more money. I'm paying, you know, a fair amount more money per month.
Okay.
And it's going to be fine.
And that'll be fine.
I just feel that.
And
And
therefore I'll make more money because
exactly. I
I have
could
to pay
make
more money.
more. I could do, it might actually inspire me to take this next level step that I've been wanting to take for years now, and chitter chattering about it.
Yes.
I say it like that because I have been talking about it for so long. Like,
Yes. Yes.
maybe it'll encourage me to go the next level. You know, who knows? I'm open to all those possibilities. I don't want to put that pressure on myself, but
Yeah.
anyway, that feels like, wow, that's kind of like the deeper meaning of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, that
definitely.
really works. That really is working for me.
Yes. Oh, that sounds like
Thank
a
you.
wonderful rite of passage dream. That's my
Yeah.
dream, to take me into this new walk that my life is taking, walking.
Yeah. 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 Thank you. Thanks for that. Feels to
Welcome.
really, I feel like, oh, okay. Now I love when, you know, sometimes when we talk about our dreams, we don't always get the like aha about it. It's just kind of like,
Yes.
that was curious, or I don't know,
Interesting.
like what,
Yes.
you know, you can talk about certain meanings and possibilities, but nothing
Sure.
like resonates. But that was like, that really resonated. So
That's lovely.
I'm appreciating that.
Awesome.
Thanks for the
So,
good questions.
thank you for sharing. It was a very rich dream, really gave
Mm,
me some juice for
good.
my move too.
Yeah,
May I
good.
borrow your rite of passage dream
Yeah,
so
you
that I can
sure
go
can.
to my move? This will be my metaphor.
Sure can. Yep. I'll say some prayers for you too. Like,
Thank
you
you.
deserve to have a great space.
Ah,
Yeah, you really deserve that.
thank
Yeah.
you. I don't know about deserve. I don't. I actually don't. I
Well, I
think
don't know.
as
What
soon
does
as
that mean? We all
as soon
deserve
as
to
we
have.
think we deserve something,
Yeah. I
you
think we
know,
deserve. Yeah, I know. That's true. That's an interest. We'll talk
blee
about
eye and
that
hara
another time. Huh?
without the evil eye. Blee eye and hara
Uh-huh.
without the. So speaking of Yiddish, so actually I think that's Hebrew. Blee eye and hara is Hebrew.
It is Hebrew.
Yeah. But I want to share a dream for
Mhm.
Passover that I wrote a couple of years ago, if I
Great.
may.
You mean a poem, not a dream.
It's actually incorporates some dream imagery.
Oh, cool. Oh,
It
awesome.
is a poem,
Great.
but
Let's
it
hear it.
incorporates some dream imagery.
Great. Love to hear
It's called The Old Women in My Family.
it.
One is walking. Sorry, I'm off course. Hang on one second, please.
Mhm.
One is dancing in the woods wildly, yelling and dancing as a dervish. At last, she knows the secret the smell and sweetness of the desert, the miracle of the parting sea, the crossing, a readying before receiving the revelation. Her 10-year-old great-grandson speaks, 7-year-old. Her 7-year-old great-grandson speaks, "Nani, what if somebody sees us?" She replies, "They'll wonder why you are not dancing too." The other joins me at the garden fence. Looking up, she exclaims, "There are turkey vultures overhead with bent shoulders and narrowed eyes, but it is I who have dreamed them as hawks, spreading their spotted wings, as if in a parody they single me out, flying low and smiling, waving from their very wingtips, then disappearing in the sky. When their shadows pass, we're delighted to witness the little fan-tailed hen proudly march out from under the porch with 8 baby chicks behind. She makes throaty sounds as they gather under her, peeping. The boy comes back from the chicken coop with 16 fresh eggs and a wide, toothless grin. "Yes, that is nice," the old woman says, "but I'm so happy about the hatchlings, I'm going to call the president." "The president of what?" I ask. "The president of the whole world," she returns. "Wouldn't it be more grand to tell the king?" Her sister winks. In agreement and gratitude, we give praise unto just all this.
Oh my God. That is so gorgeous. I love absolutely everything about that.
Thank you. I got a couple things confused. I need to say it.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe you remember. That's just astounding to me that you can recite like poems and things from your memory. Absolutely astounding. I could never do that. And that was just beautiful imagery and dreamy, clearly I can sense the dream imagery
Yes.
the aspects of it. And
Yeah.
wow, very, very powerful imagery and beautiful. So heartful somehow. Yeah.
It's spring. It's
I
also
love it.
Easter, baby
You're
chick.
so, I'm, I've been,
Passover's the Last Supper. Most people
yeah,
know that, but not everybody knows that. The Last Supper
yes, that's
is
right.
Passover. It's a Seder.
Yeah, it is, right? I mean,
It
I
is.
always heard
It
that,
is.
but
And
I
that's
never
why
really knew
it's
if that was really,
that's why it's at this time of the year. It was a Passover Seder. And that's where Jesus says, "One of you will betray me." Right? And then that all
yeah,
unfolds. So
yeah,
yeah, it felt
beautiful. Thank you
really.
so much for sharing. I
Thank you
really
so
loved it.
much for your positive
Yeah.
response. Oh, it's a pleasure.
I love poetry, and I love that, that's kind of what my writing is. Not, I wouldn't say similar, but it has that sort of, it's like stories, but poetic kind of
Yes.
writings.
Yeah,
And
that's what I love. I love that about dreams. It's the
Mhm.
imagery is so creative. It can spawn so much creativity. You can
maybe we need to
draw
write a, maybe
about.
we need to write a book. We need to produce our dream, poetry and dreams. Cause I also write poetry, I don't know if I do
I think we
dreams.
do need to do that.
I think we should talk about that. I think that
That's
would,
in my
uh,
manifestation station. The writing
okay.
of some books I have, and writing it with you will help me to do it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like we
Let's
can have a
talk about
couple of
this
different
before
themes. Yes, we'll talk
before we
another
get off this
conversation, a
podcast.
private conversation.
Okay.
You heard it here, folks. We're gonna
It's
manifest.
right, and it's all about manifesting, as are the last few podcasts or however many that that's what we're going for.
Yeah, yeah.
Manifesting our highest self, the
Great.
highest
Ooh, I'm
resident.
having creative ideas. Oh my God, we'll talk later. Yeah.
We're going to talk.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much, listeners, for joining us. It's always a pleasure. And we wish you sweet dreams. Holomod Metukim.
Bye.
All right, that's off. But we're still on.
We're
See,
still
I can
on.
do this.
Yay. Yay. So I had this idea that we let's see, we use it. Well, it's kind of what you do. It's like, it's not even an idea. It's just what you just did. It's like using the dream as a prompt
Yes.
for writing.
Yes.
I mean, you actually just wrote something, right? But that's exactly what you did. But I love that as a prompt to
That's
go.
what we used to do in the Larson's dream group.
Oh my gosh, so great.
You know what? They're having, I don't know what your Tuesday is like, but Tuesday, I think it's at 11 Eastern Standard Time. The Larsons are having a dream group. I don't know what kind. I don't know if people will be sharing dreams. I don't know, just know they're very important teachers for me. And it's also going to be on Zoom.
Oh, darn.
Oh, Tuesday's
I
not.
can't like, if it was in the evening, I could, but I
No.
can't
Strange
during the day.
time. Same with
Yeah.
Carla. It's a strange time to do it.
Yeah, it's a strange time. I work from 10 to 3, so.
Yeah, okay, that's.
Oh, I would love that though, just to
I
get
know.
fresh dream energy, because it's been a while, really.
Can you like
And
put it on in your earphones and then massage, and the people have no idea?
I probably could,
But you
to
can't
be
really
honest.
do that because
But I wouldn't. No.
Massage is a spiritual.
No, but yeah, I mean, if I, we are still recording, by the way.
Yeah, but I haven't ended the meeting for all.
But it's still recording, just FYI.
I really don't understand that.
It says recording. It says still recording.
But it says, and all right, well, whatever. If this is all,
you'll just edit this part
I'll
out.
just delete all of this. So, but I would love that. So, Ellen, I've been thinking about writing this dream book a little bit differently, but I love your idea. That way we can combine dreams and poetry.
Poetry and spiritual experiences, because I think dreams are that in a way. And that's,
I had some time ago, I asked for a metaphor that I could write about dream exploration, or dream work, and I got the metaphor for a 5-course meal. So then I was trying to fit, well, how does dream work fit into the 5-course meal? And now first we have like the appetizer drink, I don't know, appetit or whatever, and that will be the dream incubation. And I was like, what are the 5 courses? Is it salad, soup, appetizer, entree, dessert? I wasn't sure. So, and I've just been playing with that for a couple of years, but it doesn't have to be that. I'm stuck. So obviously,
I'm not sure I know exactly what you mean by that. Like, in other words, the book would be like in those 5 sections.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Talking about the different ways that we can do dream work. We could even put that in like one chapter of dream work, and we can use that metaphor as the 5-course meal, and that's or not. But I
think that's really interesting. I think that's really interesting. So then it becomes really a book that is about the dream world and dream exploration, but in in a very like whatever our unique styles of poetry and expression of it. So kind of a combination. It's kind of a combination of things. I mean, I guess, I in my own head would need more clarity around that, but
me too.
Yeah, but I like it. Let's riff on that. Let's definitely, I mean, if you're cool with that, it's your idea.
I am so cool with that. I am so stuck. I would love to work on that with you.
Me too, because I've been thinking like, what am I gonna, I keep wondering, what is my writing about? Like, what am I doing this for? I mean, obviously it's for my own process, and it is definitely works that way. But but I'm seeing this very particular voice coming through that I really like. And I feel like I'm saying something. And I definitely your poetry as well. There's something. There's something that we're saying. It's not just a random story. There's like something to it. And so I like.
So let's get together.
Let's do it.
Any writings that feel dream connected, and the dreams, or like try to recreate the dreams. If you remember the poem, but not the dreams. And actually, interestingly, I have a poem I wrote. One dream teacher I went to see at Elat Chaim was Colette, Zalman Schachter's wife, Colette, who is a dream worker in Jerusalem. So when you were saying all that about Colette, I was like, oh, in my version of this dream,
Oh, interesting.
she's a very wise woman, dream worker, married to the Rebbe, for goodness sakes, you know, that's
Wow,
pretty.
yeah, right.
So that's what
Yeah.
I really immediately thought of.
Wow.
But so I have a dream from then. I'm not remembering it. And see, not all my dreams are in my head. I mean, not all my poems are in my head.
Well, I know, I'm sure like this. Yeah.
Just ones I wrote while I was outside walking.
Yeah.
And then I remember them because I'd have to keep saying it over and over and
Saying
over
it. I know, I love that though. That's because it really
I
solidifies.
can't remember one of the old poets who has a lot of, you know, esteem, was a traveling salesman. And he used to walk on like the deck outside of the motel, you know, the like lawn, walk, and write his poetry and walk and remember it and walk and remember it. And used his walking also as like the beat.
Oh yeah, yes, the rhythm.
The rhythm, exactly. And I'll try to remember who that is, but that made me really happy because, I mean, not that I would have ever thought in a million years I'm the only one who writes that way or who wrote that way, but I was really glad to hear about. Yeah, I'm thinking of a name, but I don't think that's who it is.
Anyway, I have to actually get going because I need a friend, and I'm sorry that I was late again. But I'm loving this next possible phase.
I am loving
in
this.
in our evolution.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I think that we need to start to bring our creativity into it. I think that would just, yeah. Yay.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay. So we both have work to do. We have work to do.
I jotted some things down, and even the idea of the 5 courses and what that might look like. And and I want to hear more about what the courses are for you.
Yeah.
Like incubation. And
I've been creating and recreating it right now. Right now, both the entree is both, well, if I put it in Robert Moss's terms, it's both the reality check and the projections, so that they're not being distinguishable from each other.
Well, so if you feel like it, would you text me or email me?
I will. I have it right now. I'll text it to you. Or I'll email it to you because it's
email it to me. Yeah, that would be great. And then I can just sort of riff on that and see what, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited too. So wonderful. All right, dear, I'm gonna run.
Okay, Ellen.
This is a great episode, I think. Hopefully, make sure that you, since it is recording, obviously don't.
Yeah, oh yeah, I have to tell you, I got an email from these people who make hemp cigarettes to see if I would, they would give me free sample and I would try to sell it from the Dream Stream podcast, and they'd give me a commission based on, they figure out how many people would have bought it. I don't know how they do that, but I was excited because the first opportunity to possibly monetize this.
Yeah, and I know that I've been, I feel like we should have this in another conversation, but like, I know that I've been sort of reticent to kind of join forces, but I'm loving this new vibe, and I feel like the more, there's something about maybe more partnership, and if you're willing.
Ellen, oh my gosh, this is like my life stream.
I know it is. I know, and I've been reticent just because of a variety of things, and so I think that
you got a lot going on. We'll just work on it in our free time. Stay in touch with each other through email. And then we'll be talking regularly until we figure this out.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, Ellen.
Have a wonderful day.
I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.